Yo, what's poppin' guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of the zombie game tutorial series. Today I'm going to be looking into how to set up enemy spawns and enemy spawn locations. Alright, awesome, let's get into it. So basically we have to establish where we want our spawns to be and when they will be able to spawn in those specific locations. Okay, so what I'm going to start by doing is we're going to create a sprite. And we're just going to get it a box. That's all I'm going to do. Just going to get it a red box. You can make whatever color you want. This is not actually going to be visible to the player. We're just going to make it a square. I'm going to center it in the sprite. We are going to call this spawn locations. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to create another list. And you're going to want to create these for each map you make. If you want to use the same one, you can. Personally, I find it a bit messy and a little bit hard to... what's the word I'm looking for? Keep track of. I find it much easier to make a list for spawn locations for every single map that you design. But again, if you want to try to make it all with one list, you definitely can. But I'm just going to call this map 1 spawn location. Or I'll just do map 1 spawns. How about that? And we'll keep it like that. And then we'll hide it right off the bat. Now, what do we actually have? I actually need to remember. Okay, so right after start, so we'll run off a green flag. So when I receive green flag, we will, ooh my goodness, come down to our lists, delete all of map 1 spawns, grab a repeat block, and put add 0 to map spawns. Very closely resembling this right here. Okay? Awesome. Now what we're going to need to do is we'll set up where these enemies can spawn. I'm going to move my map a little bit because these rooms are like really awkwardly small for some reason. So I'm just going to move these over to make the rooms larger. There, I'll do that. That looks a lot better. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. So come into your spawn locations sprite and take this square and drag it wherever you want. Okay? So we'll start by saying I want a spawn to be right here. Okay? Awesome. So we'll come into events and we'll do when I receive start map 1, right? When I receive start map 1, we're going to create a variable and call it spawn location change, and we'll do for the sprite only just to keep it out of the way of every other sprite we're in. So we'll start by setting spawn location change to 0. We'll grab a repeat loop, and inside we will grab a change, and we will do change spawn location by 1. Okay, now what we'll do is right after that we will create a clone of myself. Now when we start as a clone, okay, what we're going to check instantly is we're going to grab an if else, going to come to operators, grab an equal function, and on this side put in map 1. Well, actually, I don't even know if I have one of those set up. I don't even know if I have one of those set up. No, I don't. Okay, well, we won't worry about that right now, then we'll worry about that part later. But for right now, what we'll do is when I start as a clone, we will do if grab an equals function, go to your variables, grab your spawn location change, and do 1. So if spawn location change equals 1, then what we will do is we will go to the location where we put it on the map. In my case, it's there. Again, you can just take the X and Y coordinates from here. By the way, I forgot. I always forget to do this when I record. I'll zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. So after you do that, we will grab our list, right? And we will replace item 1 of map spawns with X position. We will duplicate this and then replace item 2 of map 1 spawns with Y positions. So okay, let me explain. So items 1 and 2 of map 1 spawns will be the X and Y position of the first spawn location. Now all we need to do, oh, right, one more thing. Don't forget, you have to show when the clone is started And don't forget to set the ghost effect to 100 so that it's there, but you just can't see it. Now what we'll do is we'll move the spawn location to another one. Let's say in this room I want one up here too, so they can spawn in 2 locations in the same room. Duplicate what we just made, put it right underneath, do 2. Go to the location of -85. Again, I'm just taking it based off what it says here and here for our location. So 85 is my X and -39 is my Y. So I will put that in there. Now all I need to do is do 3 and 4. Since 1 and 2 are occupied, we'll do 3 and 4 for the next ones. Now I'll make another one. Let's say I want a spawn to be here, right? So I will make another one. 4, 3, make that -86, and Y 52, and then make this 5 and 6. I'm gonna make the spawns for the rest of the map. Code if you'd like to speed. Stop the time lapse now, coach. Thank you. Alright, now once you have your spawn set up, again, you could have as many as you'd like. I just only have 8 spawns because I feel like that's all that's necessary. 2 in each room. 2 times 4 is 8. You get it. Now we have to adjust these. So right now I have 10 zeros that will spawn in the map spawns, but as you see, I need 16. So we'll just change this repeat number to however many map spawns you use in this list. Again, I use 16, so I will input 16. Now here is where we'll decide all the spawns. Since my spawns only go up to the number 8, we will change this repeat to the number 8, or however many spawns that you have. Alright, after you have that done, we can run our game. I forgot that you should probably hide it when the green flag is clicked, so it goes away. As you see, we have all of this stuff. You can see all these little areas that you can... I don't know where I'm going with this, you can just see it. So you might realize, why can I see them? That's because I set this to a brightness. There should be a ghost. I don't know how I messed that one up, but you know, just switch all these to ghost, and then they'll hide. But you saw where they were and that it worked to where our location is. So we run the game and you can't see any of the spawns, but they're there, okay? These are the enemies we saw before. Have we actually set up killing them? I think we have, right? Yeah, we have set up killing them. Okay, awesome. Now we actually have to get them to spawn where we want them to spawn, right? So this is where it gets a little bit complicated. We're going to come into our enemies and we have our setups and everything works great. So what do we want to do? So again, we have all this stuff set up. The only thing we're going to do is take this off. We're going to keep this here, right? We're going to get rid of this part. And we are going to begin what happens of them picking where they want to go. So first we have to establish which rooms that we have unlocked. So let's work on setting up room unlocks. What we're going to do is we're going to create a sprite. Okay, and we are going to call this sprite, we're going to have 3 covers, okay, where we can cover the map. If you don't want to add this, you do not have to. It is not necessary. We're going to have doors that you can buy, right? And I like to have this effect where there's a black box over rooms you haven't unlocked yet, and then when you unlock it, the room will appear. You know what? I won't put those boxes there. We'll leave it just doors for now. If you want to see the covers, leave a comment down below and we'll do that. Let's just set up doors and that's it for right now. So we will call this map 1 door. Call this map 1 top small door. What that means is this is the top and it's the small room on the top, so it'll be this door right here. That's probably a very confusing way of putting that, but you know, we'll get through it. So I'll just set up a little tiny door, just like that. That works just fine. There we go. Perfect. Obviously put more effort into it, or don't actually. I mean, my game When the World Ended has a very, very, very simplistic art style. By the way, version 1.4.1 is out. Go definitely play it. We added a new map called Dunelands. It's super cool. Anyways, there you go. You have this door. We're going to program one door and then copy and paste it so it's easier to mix and match what we want. So in our door sprite, we will do when the green flag is clicked, hide, and when I receive start map, we will go to the location that it needs to go and show. Right, awesome. Now you'll see if we move this door over here, we start the game up, the door is there, and look at that. Since the color is already coded there, player can't go through it. If you want to have the door a different color, just make sure that you put an and next to their collisions and change the color to whatever the color of the door is, just so that they can collide with the door as well. But since I'm not, it works just fine. Coming back to our door, what we will do is we need to add stuff to our in-game settings. So here's our in-game settings and what happens, right? So what we need to check, right, is we'll do 4, okay? We'll do 4, we'll call it 4 top small room state. Okay? Make sure to set this repeat to 4. And while we're at it, we will add a 5 top large room state for this room. We'll add 6 bottom large room state for this room. And then don't forget to set that repeat to a 6 to compensate for all 6 things. Again, writing this is not necessary. It's just very helpful to be able to refer back to this to see what each number is, because it can get kind of confusing. So back to our door sprite. What we are going to need to do is get ourselves a replace. And when the map is first started, let's refer back to this just to see what we have. You'll see that the top room state, so okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. The room can be bought from 2 different angles, right? You can buy this room from this door or the door that will be put here. So we need 2 types of doors that can open it. So obviously when the green flag is started, I just forgot the number 4. So 4 of in-game settings or top room state will be 0. We'll keep it 0, right? Which means that we haven't unlocked it yet. Now what needs to happen is we'll run a forever loop, right? And inside of this forever loop, we will run settings to wait for something, okay? So what we will do is grab an if-else statement and put it inside. Grab an if touching player hitbox. We will say, and this is where we will say the price of the door, right? So let's say we want this door to cost $100, okay? In this else, make this say empty. So now if we run up to the door right off the bat, you'll see now it says nothing, but when we get close to it, it says 100, go away from it, it stops saying 100. Just to let you know how expensive the door is. Also, if you see, compared to our bullets don't go through the door either because it deletes it in time. Again, if your door is a different color, make sure you compensate that by adding an extra color for the door. Alright, anyways, back to this. What we are going to do now is we are going to do an if else again. And we're going to grab an and. Now, I know it's already touching hitbox, but I like to put another one in there just in case. And now we will run a command that you use to interact. I'm going to use 1 as an example, because that's what I use in my When the World Ended game. If you want your interact to be the E button or something like that, you can definitely do that. I'm just going to do 1 because that's what I have in the When the World Ended. So if it's touching the player hitbox and key 1 is pressed, what we need to check is grab an if and put it in there. And we need to check a greater than. Okay? Now if we come to here, you'll see that we don't have any money in our in-game settings. So we'll make number 7 money. That's not how you spell money. Money. Don't forget to, again, change your repeat to however many you have. So 7 will be how much money we have in the game. Okay? So, come to list, grab item, make this 7 of in-game settings, or our money, because remember that's what that is. is greater than, now you don't want to put 100. The reason being is because if you had exactly $100, you wouldn't be able to buy the door. Why? Because it needs to be greater than 100. So just make sure you put it at 99, or one less of however many it actually costs. So if you have 100, you can still buy it. All right. After you check if you have the amount of money, what you will do is we will start off by replacing item 7 of in-game settings. Come to operators and grab the minus. And then we will put item 7 of in-game settings minus however much it costed. In this case, 100. So what this does is it takes the current amount of money we have and takes away 100 because we bought the door, right? Then what needs to happen is we need to replace item 4 of in-game settings. If you remember what that is, it is the top small room state. We are going to change it to open or unlocked or whatever you want to do to show that this room is now available to be walked inside of. Be able to be entered, able to be walked. You get it. You understand. And then after you do that, make sure you hide the door. Awesome. Now, again, if we come up to it, we will see that it says the amount we have. If I show the in-game settings for the time being, you will see that 7, our money is at 0. So if I replace item 7 with 100, you'll see that our money goes up to 100. Again, we will put a nice display so we can see that a lot easier. This is just to show we come up to the door and I'm going to press the 1 key. You're going to see the 7 go down to 0 and the door disappear. There we go. And you also see 4 change to open, letting us know that this room is now available to be walked in. All right, awesome. Now that you've done that, we are going to make some more doors. So we are going to, oh, by the way, this else doesn't actually need to be an else. This can just be an if. Okay, so we're going to duplicate this door. We're going to do map 1. We'll do spawn to bottom large door. You can name these a lot better than I'm naming them. I'm naming them like very inefficiently, but you know, it's fine. So instead of item 4 being replaced with 0, bottom large room state is number 6, because that's the door we're unlocking. I'm making this door right here, by the way, right now. So item 6 is that, and here's what we'll need to set up. So we'll need to make its direction 180, as that will make the door face that way. Just put it where we want it, and then assign its location. And don't forget to actually put that point in direction 180 there. So when touching it, let's say I want this door to be 200. This door is 200 to unlock. Again, replace the 7 with a 199, or 1 less of however much you made it cost, and then take away the amount of money it costs exactly. And then instead of setting 4 to open, so top small room space, so 6, we will set item 6 of in-game settings to open, and then hide. And then that'll unlock this room. We'll duplicate this door again, and we will create this door up here. Center that. There we go. So this, okay, now this is where the things get kind of interesting, because this door, depending on which route you took, can unlock this room and this room. It can unlock both. If we unlock this room first and then bought it from this side of the door, it'll unlock this room. However, if we went around and unlocked this room from this side, it'll unlock this room. So it might sound a bit confusing, but don't even worry at all. So we'll call this map 1 top door, because it is just the top door. Again, name these in whatever way you want. I'm naming them in a very inefficient and confusing way. Do this in a much better way, please. I beg you. So what this does is we will run we will run 4 and 5, because what 5 is the top large room. Both of these rooms we will run to set to 0, because it's both of these top room states, aka the 2 rooms that this door can unlock, depending on how the player chooses to play. So again, set up the directions where it needs to be. We already did that, it seems. So 1 through 5. And then again 180, so it points this way and not horizontally. Let's say I want this door to cost 150. So we'll make this thing right here 149 because it's one less than 150, and then it'll take away $150. And now all we need to do here is duplicate this of our unlocking, right? And since we are checking 4 and 5, just make 4 and 5 go to open. Because if this room is already in the current state of open and we buy this door, it doesn't hurt to replace open with open because it'll stay open, but it will also open this one. Sorry if that was a bit confusing, but basically what this does is makes both of these rooms set to open. So, fantastic. There we go. Now we'll make one more. Map 1. I'll call this far door. That's what I'll call it. Far door. Because it's the far door. So, let's set this direction to 90 so we can actually put it where it needs to go. Right. Oh, down a little bit. Right there. Perfect. So, instead of 4 and 5, this door will unlock 5 and 6. That's what this door can unlock. So, set this to 5 and 6. Set where it needs to be, 192 and 6. And its direction will be 90. If you want to add a direction 90 to the first door too, just to keep everything the same, go right ahead. And we'll make this door say 300. So in this case, this would be 299, and this would be 300. Now again, since we're doing 5 and 6, we will make this 5 and 6 with open. And there we go. You now have a way of figuring out what rooms are unlocked after doing that. Or not map 1 spawns. In-game settings. So play, start, and we'll replace this with maybe 1,000. Okay, well that's 10,000, but you know it still works. So all the doors are here. I come up here, and again, 4 is this room, 5 is this room, and 6 is this room. So we unlock this door, only 4 gets set to open, and we lose $100. Now if I come to here, this will set 5 to open and keep 4 as open. There we go. Now if I come down to this door and buy this, it'll set 6 to open. Okay. And now when I come over to this final door and I buy it, everything will stay open. There we go. Now let's say I did it in a different order. Let's say I started with this door. This will set 6 to open. Okay? And then let's say he bought this door next. That'll set 4 to open. Now let's say he buys it they buy it from this angle, which will set 5 to open. So we come up to the door, and there we go. It sets 5 to open. All rooms are open. This door is just here now for them to open up. And it takes money away each time. Alright, awesome. Now you have ways of figuring out which doors are open. Now let's get to spawning enemies, and I can explain why doing that part was important. Obviously, if we are in this... Okay, let's say the player is in this room, right? We only want the zombie to spawn at the spawns that are in this room, aka this one and this one. So if they just spawn, we don't want zombies spawning over here because the player won't be able to get to them until they unlock the doors, right? And they're not making money to be able to buy the doors to get to that room. So we only want zombies to spawn in rooms that are open, right? Okay, great. So coming to our enemy spread, again, we've detached this and we're setting up something as it starts. So when I start as a clone, we are going to run an if else. So we're going to start off by checking if just our main room is open. So let's grab ands. Since 4 rooms can be open, we will grab and. So we'll have 4 open slots or 3 ands functions. We'll grab an equals, come to lists, do item of in-game settings, and we'll make 0. Okay? Actually, we only need 3 because this one never has a state because it's always open. So we'll do item. Okay, let's start with item 4. Item 4 being this room, we have 4, 5, and 6. So if item 4 of in-game settings is 0, and let's move this down, and item 5 of in-game settings is equal to 0, and item 6 is 0. So if all rooms except the room we spawn in are 0, aka not bought yet, we will have a variable, and we'll make this variable enemy spawn picker. And we'll do for this sprite only, just to keep it out of the way. So what we will do is we will, in here, again, this is if we only have the starter room open, if, or sets enemy spawn picker to pick random, and since we only have 2 possible spawns, again, if you had 3 spawns in this room, or however you designed it, you'd put 3. Since I only have 2, you do pick random, 1, 2, 2, right? Alright, then what we'll run is an if else. Go to operators, grab an equals function, go back to variables, grab your enemy spawn picker, put it in the first bubble, and in the second bubble, put 1. So if it's in 1, what we will do is come to lists, item 1 of map spawns, and item 2 of map 1 spawns. Because remember, we set these to the X and Y positions, so it'd be right here or right here. I forget which one I did first, right? So that's what it'll go to there. Else, if enemy spawn picker is 2, we can make this just a normal if. Since there's no other ones, we'll do 3 and 4. There's a reason I did it in order, just so it's easier to remember the numbers. So room 1 only has 2 spawns, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Awesome. So that's if only the main room is started. We'll duplicate all this and put it in this bottom else. So now if this top small room is open and these 2 large rooms are closed, right? I'll move this over a little bit more. we now have 4 options, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So enemy spawn picker is 4. Can make this an if else again. These 2 can stay the same. Make a third one and do 5 and 6. And then make a fourth one and do 7 and 8. Then you can make this a normal if. So 4 spawns accounting for each of the 4 spawns that we can do. Let's grab a duplicate, put it in here. So let's set our 4 back to 0 and our 6, meaning this room, is open. So they have the spawn room and they instantly bought this door, unlocking this room. So they have these 2 bottom rooms unlocked. Again, the enemy picker stays 1 through 4 because there's only 4 possible spawns. These top 2 stay the same. However, these bottom 2 need to change. So our bottom 2 is our lowest because this is the last room I programmed in. So this will be 16 and 15. This will be 14 and 13. Again, this will probably be different. This will differ for each map you make. If your map is different than mine, those numbers will probably be different. If you're doing the exact same thing that I'm doing in the exact same way, your numbers will be this. Okay. Let's duplicate this again. Now let's say they have room 4 open and room 6 open. So they have the main starting room, this top room, and this bottom large room. Now we have 6 possible locations for them to spawn, right? So I'm going to put this back to 5, 6, 7, and 8 for these 2 rooms. We'll set this to an if else. We'll duplicate this, put it here. Make this 5, and 1 more, 4, 6. Set this last one to 16, 15, and this one to 14, 13. Right? So 1 and 2 will spawn in this room, 3 and 4 could spawn in this room, and 5 and 6 could spawn in this room. Let's duplicate this again. And we're doing this for every possible combination of rooms being unlocked, by the way. So the less rooms you have, the shorter this part will be. I have a bunch of different combinations that can be unlocked, so there's a lot of this. Okay. Now we'll do if this top room is unlocked. This bottom room isn't. But this top opposite corner from spawn is. So we have this room unlocked, and this room unlocked. So these first 2 parts can stay the same, because 1 and 2 in this room, 3 and 4 is this room. Right? 5 and 6 are going to be assigned to this room now. Since we know that 13 through 16 is this room, what we will do is a 12, 11, 10, 9, and you'll see we're back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So there we go. And then again, you can set this to an if. I don't think I did it up here. No, I didn't. Okay, if. And now finally for the big one. Duplicate this one last time. Put it in the ifs. And this is if every single room is open. And now we can have a total of 8 spawns, so make sure you set this enemy spawn picker to 1 through 8. All this stuff can stay the same. Make this last one if else. Since it goes to 12, we'll know that 7 is 13 and 14, and one more, that 8, set that to an if, is 15 and 16. There you go. Your possible spawns for this map are done. We will drag down this part that we had in originally under the start clone, or just the function of how the zombie works. That doesn't even need to be changed. That works perfectly fine. We will drag that down to the bottom of this mess. I'm going to zoom out just so I can do it a little bit quicker. I'm going to put it right underneath all that mess of code you have there. So there you go. Enemy type spawns, and then the enemy functioning as an enemy. So what I will do now is just set up, we're going to set up round AI in a different video, but just for this demonstration, what we will do is start map 1, or no, I'll just do this as an example. So when, I don't know, P, just for an example, I'll use this to spawn enemies. We will, oh wait, what was it? Was enemy type 1 in our list? Yeah, it was. So we will replace item 1 of in-game settings with zombie, and create a clone of myself, and then wait 0.5 seconds. Again, I'm just doing this to test the zombie locations will actually work. So let's do this, start up the game. I'm gonna set my thing to 10,000 again, so I have $10,000, and we'll spawn a zombie and see what happens. Alright, hold up. Hold up, did I do the thing wrong? Oh, I did. Alright, figured it out. I'm actually just bad. The code isn't wrong. We just had it down here. We had it go to a location. So just get rid of that, because it sets it to where it needs to go and then sets it to a different place. So just get rid of that little block if you haven't already. And how about we try that again, now that we're not going to embarrass ourselves like I just did right there. So I'll set my money to a lot, and we'll press P. And look at that, he spawns there. So that could just be a coincidence. So let's spawn another one. He spawns up there. Let's spawn another one. Let's just spawn a bunch of these things. So I'll hold down P, and you'll see they only spawn in those locations. Oh, please end it. End my pain, please. Let me add a just quick thing so I don't have to keep coming out of this. Let's do, I don't know, O. Okay. So, oh, let's unlock this door. Let's press P there. Alright, I'm increasingly spawning a bunch, but you'll see that they can only spawn in those locations now. Oh my goodness. We'll do O. We'll unlock this door. Spam P. Blah, blah, blah. They can only spawn in those locations. Oh, please, no. Let's play again. Unlock. Unlock. Oh, I didn't do the thing. Oh, there we go. Unlock that door and that door. Spam P. Oh, they can only spawn in those 3 rooms. One more time. We'll do this door and this door. Spam P. Oh, look at that. They can only spawn in those locations. Ooh, again. Let's do this room. And let's do the whole kablam. Pow. Bat. You get it. We'll unlock every single room. Technically, I could do it now, but I'm just going to unlock this door just for my sake. And then spam P. Whoa, now they can spawn in every single room from all of the spawns. You can put that, obviously, wherever you want. Oh my goodness, it is a mess. But yeah, there you go. There is your enemy spawning and choosing their locations. I'm not sure what we'll do in the next video. Depending on how you guys want it, we might do those black covers. I'm sure you could figure out how they work. Just by seeing what we did here today with the doors. But otherwise, we might start doing round AI, or choosing how to have UI or an HUD HUD layer to show our health, damage, and stuff like that. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's a little bit longer than normal, so I'm sorry for that. While you're at it, why not subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my content? That helped me out a lot. Thank you, Coach, Be Younger Editor. Subscribe to the DK Galaxy channel, my gaming channel, link in the description. Subscribe to my Spellbound TCG channel, where I talk about making my card game, link in the description. And join Discord, link in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.